Hi, everyone. Welcome to Open Mic. Today we have Ghost from the CC unit, the creep catching unit out in California. He's caught over 180 sexual pedophiles and predators. If you remember an episode we did 20, 30, 40 ago with Zach Swears in Grand Rapids, Michigan, kind of the same, kind of different. There may or may not be a surprise appearance from a celebrity on this show. So you're not going to want to miss this episode with Ghost coming right up.
You never know who you're going to see.
Be one guy one-on-one my whole career.
What you're going to hear.
Got a lot of desperate people in the city.
Or what they've got to say.
When you can take people inside of a crime.
That's what you're going to hear on my podcast, Open Mic. Find it where you find your podcasts.
Welcome to the show, Ghost, or should I say Mr. Ghost? How are you?
What's up, Mike Morse? I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm good. Listen, CC unit is a pretty big thing there in California. I've been looking at your YouTube channel, which has hundreds of thousands of followers. Your Facebook page is replete with information and videos and stuff that you guys are doing. But for my viewers and listeners who aren't familiar with CC unit, tell us what it is.
So CC Unit is an organization that originated from California, and we pose as minors online, and we catch online predators. So once an online predator shows interest in one of the decoy accounts that we have set up, we go confront that individual. We confront them, expose them online, and then sometimes they even get arrested. And that's basically what we do: online safety and protecting children and exposing online predators.
Lots of questions. So how many people are in CC unit?
So we have like about 3 to 5 people, but it always varies. There's always new people coming in and out. We have decoys, multiple different decoys. Sometimes we have security with us. Many different people. Yeah, there's a lot.
And you're the guy on the videos. Your voice is familiar and distinctive. You're the one on the video who's usually doing the confrontations.
Yeah, so I'm the one who confronts these people. I'm like the founder of CC Unit because I was the first one who made this organization, and yeah, so I am the one who confronts them. Yeah.
How many years have you been doing this?
I've been doing this since August 2nd, 2018. So
okay.
Almost 3 years, like 2.5 years almost. So yeah, I've been doing it since August 2018. It's been a while.
I know you want to remain anonymous, but what can you tell us about your background? And are you college kid? Are you living at home? Do you have a day job? Tell us, tell your fans, tell the people out there a little bit about what you can tell us.
Yeah. So I do stay anonymous for multiple different reasons. But yeah, I do have a personal life as well. I'm just like every one of you guys. I have my own personal life. I have a job. I have a day job. I'm a college student. I have multiple different college courses that I take. I play sports. Yeah, man, I'm just an average 22-year-old college student who does this on the side to help protect the community, man. So that's what it is.
What sparked your interest to help your community?
So I always wanted to be a detective when I was younger. I always wanted to be a detective. I also watched a lot of the Chris Hansen To Catch a Predator shows. It was always a big interest in me because I was really into that like true crime daily type stuff and crime documentaries and stuff like that. And I always wondered like, hey, how many creeps are around my area? So one day I wanted to see how many there were. So I made a decoy account. The first day I made a decoy account, I caught someone. It was crazy. And ever since then I've been catching like creeps left and right. And yeah, it's just that's how I started. I always wanted to be a detective, and I wanted to see how many creeps were in the area. And I always wanted to make a change as well. I wanted to make a positive change in the community. So those
were the main. Is being a detective or a police officer still in the cards for you?
Not of now. I've chosen a different career, but hey, it's always on the table. I'm always interested. Maybe I'll turn into like forensics, help cases. That one I won't be like a prosecutor or anything, but maybe like a forensics autopsy doctor, or help cases like that. So
Okay.
yeah.
And you know, for the people who don't know, and I know we got into this a little bit when I was interviewing Zach Swears from Anxiety Wars, who's a nice young person like yourself trying to better his community up in Grand Rapids, Michigan. But tell me, I mean, I don't want to give away your trade secrets, but you're setting up dummy accounts posing as a younger person, a 13, 14-year-old male or female. And then what happens? Kind of take us through it.
Yeah, so basically, I pose as a minor. The difference between I have multiple different decoys. I don't do the talking most of the time. I have other people who do it for me. I have decoys for me, and the difference between me and like some other catchers, or I pose as young as 8 years old sometimes. Usually these other groups, they pose as 14, 15, and 12, 13. But I've went as young as 12 and 8 and 9. Actually, I had a creep that came out for a 4-year-old. It's one of my most recent videos that I uploaded. And yeah, we post online as a minor, and then once these individuals hit up the account, uh, let them know the age multiple times, and then they continue talking, and then we catch them. But obviously, I can't give away too many of my strategies of how I do it. But the bottom line is we catch them in person after they've done a lot of illegal stuff, chatting and flirting with these decoys. So
How surprised were you the first time that one of these creeps started hitting up a 8, 10, 12-year-old kid?
it was mind blowing. It was crazy because the very first account I made, I had hundreds of messages within like the second. It was crazy. It was a mind blowing.
Hundreds of
It
people
was
wanting to chat. Hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt. Hundreds of people wanting to chat with this young person.
Yeah, wanting to. I couldn't even respond to that. Like I literally made the account on August 2nd, 2018, and within like 30 minutes, my whole inbox was flooded. It was crazy. And then I caught one of the very first people who contacted the account. I caught him within the hour of text. The first contact of him messaging the decoy account, and then an hour later, I caught him at a grocery store. It was that fast. It was crazy.
And you videotaped the whole thing?
Yeah. So so back in 2018, I used like my old iPhone. I had an old iPhone. I didn't have like a great camera or anything, but as the years went on, and as I did more catches and got more experience out of it, uh, I've gotten my production has gotten a lot better, and my camera work has gotten better, and just everything about it. I'm always improving. So definitely.
And you said you've had multiple catches. I've seen, how many videos have you posted with different individuals?
So as of right now, as of what is it, February 10th, 2021. As of right now, we have 182 catches. Um, and it goes from San Diego to Los Angeles to Arizona to San Francisco. We've been all over the place, and we have 182 catches as of right now. So
And I mean, there's so much information here to talk about. I mean, I've watched some of these videos, and how many people do you have with you when you're going to make a bust?
I always have people with me. When I first started, I used to go alone, which was crazy of me. I used to go alone, but now that CC unit has gotten a lot bigger, and it just you just never know. The safety is always in jeopardy because the people that you confront, they're obviously very dangerous people. They're out here to commit a crime to begin with, and then you don't know what they have on them. You don't know if they have a criminal record. You don't know who they are. So yeah, of course, I always have people with me because of safety reasons. I have at least 5, 6 people with me, security with me.
And you're not carrying a weapon, are you?
No, no, no. I mean, we if it's nighttime, we have a flashlight, but that's about it. But we have people with me that have uh security training, so I'm not too worried about it.
And what does CC stand for CC unit?
CC stands for creep catching unit. So catch creep catching unit.
Creep catching unit. And what does law
Yeah.
enforcement think about you?
It's a bittersweet relationship between me and law enforcement. They think what I do is very noble and they commend what I do, but at the same time they say it's very dangerous and you should not be doing this. So yeah, I mean it's a bittersweet relationship we have. But I know deep down they love what I do, and I also respect the police as well. I appreciate the ones that do cooperate with us and help us get these guys off the streets. So.
So I know here in Michigan, the police and the prosecutors were very upset with Zach Swear's anxiety wars up in Grand Rapids, and in fact they told him, "Don't do this anymore. We're not taking your people anymore. We're not going to prosecute anybody that you find." Has anybody in California said anything like that to you?
Not to that degree, not to that degree. But they have told me just stop doing it. Just don't do it anymore. But they don't say, "Oh, stop." Like they don't have like that type of tone where they say we're not gonna take any of your cases anymore. We're not gonna help you out anymore. So yeah,
And
it's not to that degree.
how many arrests and convictions have you helped facilitate?
So we have one conviction. We have multiple arrests. Um, I have to count off the top of my head how many arrests we have, but we do have one conviction, and it was
So
on a military man. It was
I thought I read somewhere that there was like 80 arrests or something like that. No?
no, we don't have 80 arrests. No, we have like I have to count off my hand. So we have a military one. You know, we have about like 6, 7 arrests, and
Okay. And one person was convicted, and it was somebody who was in the U.S. military.
yeah, the person that was convicted, he was a staff sergeant for the military. He was a Marine Corps. He
Tell
was
me about
convicted.
that case. Tell me about that case. What did he try to do?
So he came out to obviously have intercourse with a minor, and he was arrested, and he was actually he was in the brig. So he didn't go through the civilian court case. He went to the military court system. So he was thrown in the brig for about 6 months, and then after that he was court-martialed and then sentenced, and then he had to register as a sex offender.
Did
So
you
as
participate? Did you participate
no,
in that
no,
trial in any way?
I didn't participate in it. They had everything they needed.
And was that case based upon the evidence that you gathered?
Yeah, yeah. It was if you look out. Can I say his name on here or
Sure.
no?
Sure.
Yeah,
Public record.
yeah. So his name is Jeffrey Nathaniel Sears. You can look him up. Look up Jeffrey Nathaniel Sears, registered sex offender. His mugshot will come up, and he was charged with like attempting to uh, have some type of intercourse with a person under 16 years of age.
So the other 180 people that you caught, you put their videos on the Facebook, you put it on YouTube, you have hundreds of thousands of followers.
Yeah.
What's the reaction? I mean, are you getting feedback that people are calling these people out, that they know who they are, that they're identifying who these people are? What type of feedback are you getting after you post your videos?
Yeah, so it's now CC unit is so big, it's to the point where if I catch someone, at least one person is gonna know who they are. And when that one person knows who they are, the word spreads, and it's just like everybody's gonna know about him. Whoever I catch, everybody will know. And a lot of obviously people don't like these type of people. They don't like them. They're harming children, so nobody likes that.
Let's
So
go to
yeah,
your Facebook page for just a second, Ryan. When you pull up his Facebook page, so Ghost, if you look, I mean, if you scroll through these, you do put on here, what these people do. So Ghost, I'm just showing our viewers, and I guess I got to read it for our listeners. Here's a crystal meth head. Not surprised, but here's a patrol officer wanting a 12-year-old. Creep invites minor into the apartment alone. San Francisco creep walks into the police station. Ordained minister wants to play strip poker with a minor. Elementary school teacher with prior offense caught meeting a minor. So, I mean, and there's hundreds of these. You got patrol officers, you got teachers, you got ordained ministers, you have military. So in your chat logs, are people saying this guy works at this store, this guy works at this school, and is there a movement behind the videos that you're posting?
yeah, of course. So a lot of the times when we do expose these people, if they do not get arrested, they will get fired from their job. Like that's 90% of the times they will get fired. Uh, like for example, the ordained minister catch. He was an ordained minister, and he was also the founder of some organization, some LGBT community organization. And once we posted that video, he he lost his job. The board of the directors of that organization voted to fire him, get him out of the organization. So he lost his job. The church that he used to go out, they don't support what he does. Everybody knows who he is now. So yeah, most of the time when these guys they don't get arrested, they will lose their job. It's 90% of the time.
So Ghost, tell me about you mentioned during your childhood you used to watch To Catch a Predator with starring Chris Hansen. Tell me about your experience watching that show and what it meant to you and what you thought of that show.
I loved the show. It was great. It was mind blowing. It was like, wow, these people come in left and right, and it's just mind blowing because the places that he would do the sting catches, some of them were right here in in the area that I'm at, because I'm from San Diego. And it's he did some sting operations in Riverside, I think. He did some in Long Beach, I think, before, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, he's been in California, and I'm like, wow, he's done that in Riverside. Riverside's like 40 minutes away from me. I wonder how many there are in San Diego. So yeah, it was like mind blowing. I was like, wow.
And what did you think? And what did you think of Chris Hansen?
I think, I mean, obviously I have great respect for the guy. He's done a lot of great work, put a lot of people on the registry for what he's doing. I love it because he gets results. He gets these people arrested. Not only does he expose them, but he gets them arrested. So he's great. He does a great job and does a great positive impact for the community.
Would you say he was one of your heroes growing up?
Uh, he was definitely a someone that I was like, wow, like, man, I hope I could be as good as him if I could catch people like that, and I hope I could make a big impact like that. So yeah,
Have you
yeah,
ever
he was.
Sorry.
What is it?
Have you ever talked to him or met him?
I never met him, but I wanted to. There was a time about a year ago where I was going to like have an interview with him, But his producer, I don't know, his like media producer, Vincent. I was talking with him back and forth, and I was gonna have an interview with him, and I don't know what happened. Like his whole, I guess him and Chris Hansen had some type of falling out, and ever since then it didn't go through. So I was like, oh man. But I hope
Well,
to have an interview with him or meet him in person. That would be great.
well, Ghost, I have a special surprise for you today.
Okay.
I'd like you to
Oh
meet.
my God!
Ghost,
No
I'm going to need you
way!
to have the seat right over there, will you?
No way! That's awesome.
How you doing,
That's so
buddy?
excited. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you, Mike?
I'm good, Chris. Thanks for jumping on today. I know
My
you're
pleasure,
busy,
as always.
but
I know.
you know, Ghost here is trying to follow in your footsteps in California, and I'm not sure how familiar you are with his work, but he's exposing a lot of pretty scummy people in California, and he said he was inspired by you. So I thought you guys should talk.
Well, I appreciate that, Mike, and thanks again for having me on. As always, I appreciate it. And Ghost, you know, I just want you to be careful out there. It's I know you're trying to do the right thing, but you know, there's a lot that goes into it, and obviously it's important that you know, law enforcement can pursue some of these cases, and I know that anytime somebody tries to do, you know, something that's really good, and I know that's your intent, you want to get the right attention for it, and you want cooperation from law enforcement, and just, you know, understand that that's difficult for law enforcement to do. So, you know, I wish you the best, but please be careful, and to the extent that you can cooperate or have law enforcement do something in a parallel fashion, I think that would be good.
Definitely, yeah. Always safety is always number one. That's always number one priority for sure.
And we have to protect people's constitutional rights too. I mean, you know, listen, when we first started doing this some 17 years ago, you know, it was very controversial, and we didn't have law enforcement doing it in a parallel fashion in the first couple of investigations, and after that we did, and now we work pretty closely with law enforcement, most recently in Genesee County, and Mike's familiar with those cases. But you got to be careful, and it's fine. In a lot of watchdog groups like yourself and Perverted Justice have, you know, posted these cases online and achieved a fair measure of justice, and you know, gotten some people prosecuted, as you mentioned about the military case in military court. But you know, it's a fine line, and you got to be just very careful and make sure everybody's protected in every way. So please do that. All right.
Definitely. I would hope one day you can come to San Diego. I would love that.
Well, we'll keep that. We'll keep that in play.
So Ghost, if you had one question for Chris Hansen, what would it be?
My one question would be, would you ever collaborate with CC Unit? Because I know a lot of people say, please work with Chris Hansen, Ghost. That would be a dream come true. So would you ever work with CC Unit? That would be awesome.
I'll give that some consideration. How about that?
Hopefully one day that would be awesome. I'm very good. I'm very good at what I do, Mr. Hansen. So that would be awesome if we do.
I appreciate that. Just do me a favor and be careful. All right.
Of course. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
You take care of yourself.
Mr. Hansen, do you have a question for me?
Well, I think I'm familiar with everything that you do, and I know you, in your mind, do it for the right reason. But again, you know, just be careful with it, and you know, I think if law enforcement asks something of you, you have to give it serious consideration. You know, that's I guess that would be my advice to you. But I know you get a fair amount of attention out there, and I think that's if it raises awareness and creates a dialogue and keeps kids safer, I think that's all good. But keep mindful of what I've mentioned, though. I think it's important.
Definitely, 100%. Of course.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
We'll talk soon.
Mike, thanks for having me. Ghost, take care, behave, and stay safe.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Well, there
That
you
was
go.
awesome.
You know, We haven't done one of those on open mic in 90 some odd episodes. So I thought this was an appropriate time for you, Ghost, to let you meet your idol.
Thank you so much, Mike. That was awesome. Yeah, that was a great cameo.
Right. You didn't even have to pay the cameo fee for that.
Yeah.
So let's go back to you. Let's focus on you for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to let you go catch some other creeps. Okay. So
okay, for sure.
My producer mentioned here that have you had producers and directors and TV people call you and wanting you to do any collaboration with them?
Not like any TV, but I've had multiple celebrities reach out, and they like they have nothing to do with like catching predators, but there's like big rappers that wanted to collaborate with me. There's other YouTubers that wanted to collaborate with me. Just stuff like that. But
great. What are the plans moving CC unit forward? I mean, is it going to go national? Are you pushing forward with more cases? Are you enjoying doing this?
Of course, yeah. So the plans for CC unit is always expanding more. Like I said, it originated from California, but I do hope we can take it across nation, across United States, and then hopefully globally all around the world. That'd be awesome. We can work in the United States, and then once we made a big impact in the United States, we can go to Canada and Australia and United Kingdom, and yeah, there's always milestones that we want to reach, and then hopefully we can maybe make like a TV show, kind of like Chris Hansen, where how he did it, but maybe like a more of a the way that I do it, because I used to catch these people in like grocery stores, parks. Sometimes we do houses of our own. But yeah, maybe you can have like a CC unit TV show. I know people would love to see that. So.
Absolutely. And I see that, your YouTube, you're active on YouTube, lots of commercials on your stuff. I assume you guys are making some revenue from this.
I mean, it's nothing like it's not like living over. It's not like you can't make a living off of it, but
okay.
I do have revenue. I do have like ads on it. So there's multiple reasons why we do have ads on our videos. One of the reasons is because the way how YouTube works, the algorithm of YouTube is in it. They will promote stuff that has ads on it because YouTube is in the money business, right? They want to make money off of these videos that they have on their platform. So if the video doesn't have ads on it, YouTube is not going to promote it. YouTube is not going to recommend it to other people. So you have to have these ads on your videos for it to be recommended to other people so they can see who this person is, and the person that we catch and expose, they can be exposed even further. So that's one of the reasons why we do have ads on it, because of the algorithm, the reasons of promoting, how YouTube pushes their content. That's one of the reasons. Another reason why we have ads on it is obviously we travel a lot. We go to different areas. We've been to Arizona before. We've been to San Francisco before. We've been to Los Angeles. We've been to all these areas. So obviously gas isn't free, and we do have to we have to have some type of income in order for us to keep going. Obviously, that's how it is with anything we do in life.
Listen, I'm not judging you making money. I hope you make a lot of money. I like what you're doing. I like what all you guys are doing, putting these bad guys away. Is any part of you surprised? Because I'm surprised that there's still these guys out there online. You're telling me you post one thing, you're getting hundreds of replies. Isn't that shocking that people like Chris Hansen and Zach Swears and yourself, and there's others, people know that there could be a bust. People know that they can get confronted, but they just don't care. Isn't that, to me, it's shocking. Is it surprising to you anymore?
It is shocking. It's always shocking. But like I always say, these people, they just hope that there's like a real kid. They even that they know in the back of their mind that it might be a bust, it might be a sting operation. They always have that hope, like, oh man, I hope it is really a kid that I'm meeting here tonight. I always say like their desires, their sick desires, it takes over anything they do, like anything, any type of logic that they have in their mind. Their sick desires take over it because they're sick. They don't think straight. So yeah, it does surprise me.
Tell me about your favorite or your craziest bust that you've had to date.
My craziest, I think the meth head that we caught in Los Angeles just recently. That guy was by far the worst creep I've ever caught. That guy was disgusting. He came out for 5 different minors. It was a 14-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 4-year-old. Came out for 5 minors. The stuff he admitted when I confronted him was disgusting. He wanted to give these kids crystal meth and do unimaginable things with them. It was the worst cat I've ever had. It was the worst person.
That sounds horrible. You know, the scariest part for me, Ghost, is you guys are just scratching the surface. This is the tip of the iceberg. The people you're catching, it feels like there's tens of thousands of other ones out there still doing it, and I'm so scared of how successful are they? You know, had you not shown up and you would have been a 10-year-old, 8-year-old, 12-year-old, what would have happened? The Tijuana video. What if a girl showed up? Would he have taken her to Tijuana and she would have been sex trafficked? And on and on and on. That scares me.
Yeah, yeah, it is the tip of the iceberg. It's right there. It's on the surface. And I don't know if you've heard of the dark web, but that's where these real sickos are at. We're just the stuff that we decoy on. These are just regular stuff that everyday normal human being use. The dark web is where the police really need to look into, because I know that's some sick stuff out there. Like, yeah, what we do is just the tip of the iceberg.
Well, keep up the good work, CC Unit and Ghost. Listen, I think anybody who watches your stuff appreciates you putting the spotlight on these bad guys. Hopefully law enforcement will prosecute more of them, arrest more of them. But, you know, I think what you're doing is just shining a bright light on them so they lose their jobs, lose their families, maybe hopefully get some help, get some help and stop this, because this is just some crazy, crazy behavior that you're uncovering. So like Chris Hansen said, stay safe, be careful. And thanks for coming on Open Mic today.
Thank you so much for having me, Mike Morse. It was awesome. It was great. Always a pleasure.
Okay. We'll talk soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye-bye. There you have it. Ghost from CC Unit. Chris Hansen making a surprise appearance. Blew Ghost's mind, I think. So I think he'll be watching that for years to come. That was fun. And thanks for watching Open Mic. Share this with anybody you think needs it. Subscribe, like, comment. Let us know what else you would love to see. And guess what? We have our 100th episode coming up, and we have something special planned. So you're not going to want to miss that. Take care and stay tuned.